coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Does it feel like your loan repayments and monthly bills are taking over your life? With Cathedral Credit Union's Debt Consolidation Loan, you can combine multiple debts into one convenient monthly payment, making it easier to manage your finances and reduce stress. Borrow up to $150,000 with repayment periods of up to 7 years, giving you the flexibility to take control of your financial future. One loan, one payment, less stress. Because financial peace of mind should be simple. Visit Cathedral Credit Union today. Call 868-235-6947 or visit cathedralcutt.com. Cathedral Credit Union. Member owned, member focused.
THTA says domestic flights may not fill Tobago hotels. THA works to fulfill mandate to integrate disabled persons into workforce, and Heritage Opening Night dedicated to Tobago icon Stanley Beard. Good evening, Tobago. I'm Natalie Singh. Thank you for joining us on this July 14th, 2026. To our top story now. More flights do not necessarily mean more visitors staying in Tobago. That's the position of the Tobago Hotel and Tourism Association, which says it remains unconvinced that the additional domestic airlift will significantly increase occupancy during the July-August period. Their family on a vacation. They have already booked other destinations where they could have confirmed flights. Grenada, Barbados, Guyana, Miami, New York have received the benefit, not Tobago, end quote. He also said, quote, and let's not speak of the ferry service, as only last week was the schedule and tickets made available for July and August. And yes, one of the ferries is being taken offline in August for major yearly maintenance. This is ludicrous and unfortunately is repeated yearly, end quote. In its July 13th statement, Caribbean Airlines said it is adding 72 extra flights on the domestic air bridge for the period July 16th to August 13th to accommodate increased travel demand. The airline explained the rationale for adding on flights, saying, quote, the enhanced schedule has been carefully planned to support the increased movement of passengers for the vacation period, inclusive of persons traveling for the Tobago Heritage Festival and the Great Race, two of Tobago's signature events that attract thousands of visitors each year, end quote. The airline's acting chief executive officer, Varma Kilawan, stated that the July and August vacation period is traditionally one of the busiest times for domestic travel, particularly with Tobago hosting several major events that attract visitors from across Trinidad and the wider region. The airline tells travelers that additional seats will be available for sale on its website, mobile app, ticket offices, the airline's reservations call center, and travel agents. Natalie Singh, Tobago Channel 5 News. The Tobago Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce is welcoming the addition of 72 extra domestic flights for the July and August vacation period, describing the move as a boost for Tobago's economy. Chairman Curtis Williams said the increased airlift reflects a clear understanding of the importance of reliable connectivity to Tobago, especially during major events such as the Tobago Heritage Festival and the Great Race. Williams said improved air access is critical to supporting the island's tourism sector, local businesses, and the wider economy. He also commended Caribbean Airlines for responding to the anticipated increase in passenger demand and making travel to Tobago more accessible during the busy holiday period. The Chamber is expressing hope that the additional flights will not be limited to the July-August season, but will also be introduced during other peak travel periods, including Easter and Carnival, to further strengthen Tobago's tourism industry and economic activity. The Ministry of Defense is dismissing as false reports circulating on social media that this year's Independence Day celebrations have been cancelled. The clarification comes after what purported to be a cabinet note began circulating on Saturday, suggesting that the annual Independence Day parade had been cancelled. Last year's Independence Day parade was cancelled because the government said there was a significant national security concerns and intelligence gathered during the state of emergency to suggest there was a national security issue. The government also said it was not prudent to assemble the country's leadership and members of the protective services in one location. The parade and state-sponsored fireworks were replaced by National Day of Prayer and Reflection. In a media release issued today, the ministry said claims that this year's celebration have been cancelled are false and misleading. The ministry is urging the public to rely on information issued through authorized government channels and to exercise caution when sharing unverified social media posts. The ministry says Independence Day celebrations will proceed as planned and that official updates will be provided through the appropriate government channels. A Tobago police constable has been granted bail after appearing before the Scarborough High Court on a charge of wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. 44-year-old police constable Colonel Dates appeared before Master Shah on July 13th, where he was granted bail in a sum of $350,000 with surety. The matter was adjourned to November 3rd. As part of his bail conditions, Dates must report to the Roxborough Police Station twice weekly, continue residing at his Pembroke address, and remain at least 200 feet away from the complainant. Police say the charges stems from an incident on June 8th at Bloody Bay, Tobago. Investigators allege that Jose Moray was walking along the roadway when he was confronted by Dates, who was armed with a firearm. Moray alleges he was struck several times with the weapon as well as by hand before picking up a piece of bamboo to defend himself. During the confrontation, the firearm was discharged, striking Moray in the abdomen. He was taken to the Roxborough Hospital for treatment. Police say Dates was arrested and charged on July 12th, following advice from the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. The investigation was led by Acting Assistant Superintendent Alicia Piggott. This is news on Channel 5 and Pulse 89.5 FM. We will be back after these.
Credit Union.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dreams on a team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed. Run Credit Union, you can believe that you can achieve it. Today you can live that dream. Pull up to the job and surround your week with Run Credit Union. Yes you can, yes you can.
Come in and live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Welcome to the speed round of getting money right. Let's begin. Name some of the red flags associated with an investment scam.
Pressure tactics to invest.
Correct.
Promise of money if you bring friends.
Correct.
Request for personal information.
Correct. Bonus question. What is the penalty for operating a pyramid or Ponzi scheme.
$10 million and 10 years in prison.
Correct. Well done. The scores are even, so we go to our tiebreaker question. You receive money in your account from an investment company, and they tell you to transfer it to a third account. Does that sound right?
I think about it, and that not right.
Congratulations, you tinker! Getting Money Right is brought to you by the TTSEC. Visit investigateTT.com to access free learning resources and check the TTSEC for a list of registered individuals and securities. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
Escape to elegance at Le Chateau Suites Tobago. Gated privacy, breathtaking villas, unforgettable memories, where Caribbean dreams become reality.
For 10 years, Pulse 89.5 FM has been the beat that moves Tobago. From the latest hits to the voices of the community, we bring the island's rhythm to life. Every day, every hour. Stay locked to Pulse 89.5 FM, the beat of Tobago. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and stream us worldwide on the TuneIn app.
As you come in. Long time I see you. This station pumping. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. They're total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome back to news here on Channel 5 and Pulse 89.5 FM. The Tobago House of Assembly has launched what it describes as a bold move to make its workforce more inclusive, directing every division to employ at least one person with a disability as part of a wider effort to eliminate workplace barriers. More in this report.
The Tobago House of Assembly, THA, has a mandate to integrate persons with disabilities into the Tobago workforce. In the sensitization workshop for the onboarding of persons with disabilities in the workplace in Tobago held at the head offices of the Division of Community Development and Social Protection on July 14th, Administrator for the division, Dr. Onika Chekua Okpala, says the workshop is part of the ongoing commitment to fulfill this mandate.
On Friday, 1st May 2026, the Honorable Chief Secretary, Mr. Fali Augustine, challenged every division of the Tobago House of Assembly to ensure that at least one person with a disability is employed within each division. It was an ambitious mandate with a clear deadline. And rather than viewing it as simply another directive, we saw it as an opportunity to make a meaningful difference.
Dr. Opala says the initiative transforms this directive from the Chief Secretary into a strategic framework for inclusive development. The division is collaborating with employers, financial institutions, and civil society to transition policy into action.
It is about challenging, or it's about changing perspectives. some of perspectives, because it is about recognizing that disability does not diminish talent, innovation, commitment, or productivity. More often than not, the greatest barriers faced by persons with disabilities are not physical. They are barriers of perception, accessibility, and opportunity.
The workshop serves to transition policy into action, challenging traditional perspectives on disability and employment. Trinidad and Tobago ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in 2015, legally binding the state to promote equal employment opportunities. Maxwell Taylor for the Tobago Channel 5 News.
Despite losing his bid for the presidency of the Trinidad Unified Calypsonians organization, Kurt Allen is celebrating what he calls a major victory for TUCO's young members. Allen, who was defeated by incumbent Ainsley King in the July 12th elections, says he urged the organization's youth on April 4th to step forward and offer themselves leadership. According to Allen, 6 young members answered that call by contesting positions independently. They included Nicholas Ashby, Damian Fireball Richards, Kadeem Graham, Tazia O'Connor, Crystal Charles, and Kireen Tiny Williams Figaro. Of the 6, Crystal Charles and Kireen Tiny Williams Figaro were elected. Allen described their victories as historic and congratulated both women on their success. He said they should take a bow as they move forward in service to the organization. Meanwhile, Ainsley King secured another term as TUCO president after defeating Allen in the closely watched election. The Trinidad and Tobago Transparency Institute is raising concerns about what it describes as a long-standing gap in the country's financial accountability system. In a Facebook post published earlier today, the organization said the Auditor General has been unable to independently examine in non-revenue division tax records since 2012 because the division has relied on the secrecy provisions of the Income Tax Act to deny access. According to the Institute, Auditor General is constitutionally mandated to audit the country's public accounts, including collection of taxes. However, it says the legal dispute has remained unresolved for more than a decade, despite repeated requests for clarification. The organization noted that legal advice was sent to the Attorney General's office in 2013 and assurances were given in 2015 that the matter would be resolved. It added that the Auditor General requested a court interpretation in 2019 and again in 2020, but says the 2025 Auditor General's report confirms that to date, no application has been filed. The Transparency Institute argues that without independent access to Inland Revenue records, the Auditor General cannot fully verify the country's tax collections. It says the lack of oversight raises serious governance concerns over the management of public revenue and weakens public confidence in the nation's financial accountability system. This is news on Channel 5 and Pulse 89.5 FM. We will be back after these.
Does it feel like your loan repayments and monthly bills are taking over your life? With Cathedral Credit Union's Debt Consolidation Loan, you can combine multiple debts into one convenient monthly payment, making it easier to manage your finances and reduce stress. Borrow up to $150,000 with repayment periods of up to 7 years, giving you the flexibility to take control of your financial future. One loan, one payment, less stress. Because financial peace of mind should be simple. Visit Cathedral Credit Union today. Call 868-235-6947. or visit cathedralcutt.com. Cathedral Credit Union. Member owned, member focused.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Welcome back to news here on Channel 5 and Pulse 89.5 FM. This year's Heritage Festival's opening night seeks to honor its founder, George Stanley Beard. The Tobago Performing Arts Company's artistic director, Olimal Gordon-Holder, talks about the event to be held under the theme, She Becomes Whole.
Becomes whole. I think at the 39th year, we're now heading into celebrating the 40th next year. Now is the time for us to consider, okay, there have been gaps. We know that we're beautiful. We know the island. We know what the tourism thrust has been. But now we as the people, we have to start looking inside now. What is missing in us? And this opening night is not going to answer the question. It is going to pose the question.
He spoke more on the issue.
What we're doing is tying that the idea of the let me tell the whole story, and she becomes whole, with making the connection between when we first started 39 years ago, and we have this person in the character of George Stanley Beard. There's a character in this story that is George Stanley Beard, and he is the one who tells the story.
Okay.
And it starts with him and bringing the whole story forward to understanding why we started, why we did, why we first started in the first place. And just for a moment, think about what were the conversations he had in his mind as a young man, thinking about this story being told in Tobago, and why was it's so important.
Gordon Holder spoke more on helping the youths associated with TPAC tell their story.
We bring it full circle 39 years later and telling the story, the whole story, through the voice of young people. And they're passing the legacy on to whoever the young person that's going to come out that's birthed from the woman, what they're passing on, what's the gifts they're passing on to that young person.
Stanley Beard died at the age of 79 on May 6, 2020. Stanley Beard died at the age of 79 on May 16, 2026. Tickets for the Heritage Opening Night show cost $150 for general seating and $250 for VIP. They are available at the Shore Park Cultural Complex. The Equal Opportunity Commission is encouraging members of the public to consider conciliation as a practical way of resolving discrimination complaints without resorting to lengthy legal proceedings. In its latest Equality Online Fortnight column, the Commission explains that conciliation is a voluntary and confidential process where a conciliation officer helps both parties discuss concerns, clear up misunderstandings, and work towards a mutually acceptable solution. The officer does not decide who is right or wrong, but facilitates constructive dialogue. The Commission says the process allows those who believe they have experienced discrimination to have their concerns heard, while giving employers, landlords, educational institutions, and other respondents an opportunity to respond and help resolve the matter. According to the Commission, possible outcomes include apologies, policy changes, staff training, improved workplace practices, or other agreed measures. It says conciliation can also preserve important relationships and reduce the time, cost, and stress associated with formal legal proceedings, while advancing its mandate to eliminate discrimination and promote equality in Trinidad and Tobago. The Institute of Marine Affairs is reporting a breakthrough in its coral restoration efforts, with hundreds of new baby-grooved brain corals successfully settling on specially designed settlement tiles. In a WhatsApp message to the Channel 5 News, the Institute said the tiles have now been placed in its reef nurseries, where the young corals will continue growing over the coming months. The IMA says the development is significant because it will help scientists better understand and develop solutions to combat coral bleaching. One of the biggest threats facing coral reefs worldwide, the Institute also highlighted its collaboration with Species and the Schmidt Ocean Institute under the Deep Wonders of Trinidad and Tobago and Adjacent High Seas Deep Expedition, aimed at expanding knowledge of the country's marine environment. Meanwhile, the IMA is encouraging greater awareness of mangrove conservation ahead of International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove on July 26th. According to UNESCO, mangroves play a vital role in supporting biodiversity, protecting coastlines, and helping communities withstand the impact of climate change. Here's a look at the weather now for Tuesday, July 14th. Tonight, moderate concentrations of Saharan dust. Tonight, mostly fair but hazy with the odd brisk shower. Persons sensitive to Saharan dust should take necessary precautions. Tomorrow, moderate Saharan dust concentrations. Persons sensitive to these atmospheric changes should take the necessary precautions. Sunny, hazy, and breezy despite the isolated shower. Fair but hazy night despite the isolated shower closer to midnight. Winds may gust at times. Seas are moderate. Winds are east-northeast to east-southeast, 5 to 35 kilometers per hour. Waves in open waters, 1.5 meters to 2 meters. In sheltered areas, 1 meter to 1.5 meters. High tides at 3:54 a.m. and 5:03 p.m. Low tides at 10:42 a.m. and 10:39 p.m. Sunrise is at 5:47 a.m., sunset at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow's temperatures should reach a maximum of 31 degrees and fall to 26 degrees Celsius. Before we go now, let's recap the headlines. THTA says adding domestic flights may not fully book Tobago's hotels. THA works to fulfill mandate to integrate disabled persons into workforce and heritage opening night dedicated to Tobago icon Stanley Beard. That does it for us here at the Channel 5 News Desk. Have a good night and stay safe.